wabarakatuh and good morning. First of all, let us introduce ourselves. So we are from supporting team with me Gusti Nanda, Harmiansyah as the first speaker and my partner Firdusyi Agustiansyah Putra as the second speaker. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So my name is Ahdan Zuhdy and this is my partner Sultan Akmal, and we are from the opposing group. And our topic of our debate is death penalty should be abolished.
Oke, jadi untuk tim yang pro silakan.
Okay, so the topic for our debate today is the death penalty should be abolished. I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. So, death penalty is a state-sanctioned practice of killing a person as a punishment for a crime. The fact that our country is a country of law, a country that respects and upholds human rights, as in the Second Amendment of the 1945 Constitution, it is expressly stated that every person has the right to live and defend his life. The Indonesian state recognizes that the right to live is inherent and cannot be taken away by anyone. And law that still include the death penalty as a form of punishment are contrary to the Constitution, the highest constitution or law adopted in government of our country guarantees human rights, especially the right to life. So, we provide a limitation on this topic, the abolition of the death penalty in Indonesia, because this punishment violates human rights based on our country constitution. Okay, so based on Amnesty International records, until 2022, it was recorded that 111 countries had opposed the applications of the death penalty. There are fewer countries that still maintain the death penalty, and this shows that the death penalty is no longer human and relevant in the development of global law. And Indonesia, our country, must demonstrate its commitment to human rights by joining at least 144 other countries that have abolished the death penalty both in law and practice. Okay, so we know that this death penalty violates human rights guarantees that have been established, including as stated in law number 28A, the right to live and defend life. Everyone has the right to live and the right to defend life, Article 28 law. And then, based on law of Republic of Indonesia, number 39 of 1999 concerning about human rights. What is meant by human right is a set right inherent in the nature and existence of human as the creatures of God Almighty. So, in the context of Indonesian law, legal certainty is important. Law must be consistent with the Constitution, legislations, and demands of society. And Amnesty International Indonesia said that the data has shown that this cruel and inhuman punishment do not reduce the crime and right or provide a deterrent effect to criminals. So, as an affirmative team, we totally agree with the statement that the death penalty should be abolished.
Now, death penalty system flagrantly violates human rights law. It's often applied in an arbitrary and discriminatory manner without affording vital to the process of rights. Moreover, method of execution and death row conditions have been condemned as cruel, inhumane, or degrading treatment, and even torture. The death penalty is not a good example of blind justice. According to the United Nations, the poor are disproportionately affected by the death penalty on a global scale. There are few reasons for this, including that they are targeted more often by police. They can't pay for good lawyers, and they often receive free legal aid too late in the process to ensure a fair trial. In the United States, racial discrimination are the biggest concern for many death penalty critics. The death penalty does not improve public safety. We all want a criminal justice system that is sensible, effective, and creates a safe society with less crime and evidence so that the death penalty has no impact on public safety. The death penalty does not address the root cause of crime. Our focus needs to be preventing crime and violence. We know that to reduce crime and violence, we must focus on the root of the cause of the crime. Finally, the death penalty is not operated fairly across the country. In 2016, 30 death sentences were imposed across the United States, making it the lowest number in 4 years. In fact, the death penalty is in decline every measure. Only 20 executions took place last year, and just for state Georgia, Texas, Florida, and Missouri were responsible for 90% of them. The death penalty also has been eliminated 6 states and 4 states have a moratorium on execution. Overall, only a handful of countries, just 2% impose death sentence in the US.
Now to the opposing team. I want to talk about justice. So justice is required for legitimate society that has ethical. We have justice system for a reason, to promote good and restrain evil. A legitimate society protects and preserves individual rights, and when one person substantially and harmfully infringe on another's rights, the government has legitimate authority to decide that conduct as criminal and seek to prevent it and punish it where it does occur. Our criminal justice system is designed for this purpose. That also includes the important element of retribution or victim compensation. Thus, when people are convicted of committing wrongful criminal acts, the society must impose justice. Meaningful justice in this instance can be the opposition of the death penalty. Our society is right to value human life. Every human being is made in the image of God and distinct from all other creation and life. Because we value human life, we also value justice for the wrongful taking of human life. Use of the death penalty is the most severe punishment government may impose, and certainly we do not want to impose it on the true person in desperate, proportionally, or out of vengeance. The seventh, but a morally upright society legitimately exercising meaningful justice will do exactly what the Attorney General did, promote good and restrain evil.
Okay, so the second reason why we don't agree with abolishing death penalty is because those who are favoring capital punishment in this case, death penalty, contend that society should support those practices that will bring about the greatest balance of good over evil. And capital punishment is one such practice. Capital punishment benefits society because it may deter violent crime. While it is difficult to claim this, while it is difficult to produce direct evidence to support this claim, but by definition, those who are deterred by death penalty do not commit murders. Common sense tells us that if people know that they will die if they perform a certain act, they will be unwilling to perform that act. If the threat of death has in fact stayed the hand of many would-be murderer, and we abolish the death penalty, we will sacrifice the lives of many innocent victims whose murders could have been deterred. But if in fact the death penalty does not deter, and we continue to impose it, we have only sacrificed the lives of convicted murderers. Surely it's better for society to take a gamble that death penalty deters in order to protect the lives of innocent people than to take a gamble that it doesn't deter and thereby protect the lives of murderers while risking the lives of innocent. If grave risks are to be run, it's better that they be run by the guilty, not the innocent.
Okay, so the opposing team talked about justice. Okay, so before agreeing with the basic rights rather than causing more death. And then, there is no credible proof that the death penalty works as death rate. It is a cruel and unusual punishment where basic standards of human dignity are compromised and undermined. It continues the cycle of violence, and retribution is just another word of revenge. It is essentially just a form of the flawed thinking that two wrongs can make a right. Okay, so killing people is wrong. Therefore, you should kill people for killing, which makes no sense. Okay, the justice system. If we talk about the justice system is bound to make mistakes. And now, with no death penalty, we have no risk of killing innocent convicts, and the criminal can acknowledge their mistake. We know that that's unfair. 4.1% of death row convicts are innocent. So, death row inmates cannot be revived, although error might occur. And then, the death penalty can discriminate against those who come from weaker social and economic background because basically they do not get adequate funding. And the death penalty is often used in unfair justice system. In many cases, the Amnesty International documented people were executed after being sentenced in grossly unfair trial. Okay, and then the death penalty is not effective in reducing crime. And actually, we hope that the counter team, based on your statement, we hope the counter team doesn't pass the limits that we have given about this topic. And the statement from the counter team gives regarding the death penalty is contrast with the limitations that we have given before. So, we talk about our constitution, the highest constitutions in our country. Okay, and then we need to understand that the decision is still different from the basic law as the highest constitutions in our country. And how you can guarantee that the death penalty will reduce crime, and how can the counter team make a strong statement that the death penalty is not contrast with the constitutions which guarantees human rights. And you know that the late use of the death penalty for narcotic crime is contrary to international law. So, and after that, we should know that the lowest crime rates are the country without death penalty. Who we are to decide who lives and who dies. Just because they feel like they have the power to decide doesn't mean as society we should think the same way. Every living thing is precious, and everyone deserves a chance to reborn. Okay, I think that's all.
Like you said, that if there's a death penalty, someone is scared with our disease, I will die. But in contrast in society right now, there's also many serial killers that do killing even though they're not gonna get a death penalty. So like Nanda said, we need to improve our justice system, not just abolishing the death penalty. Abolishing the death penalty is also the best way to ensure it's not to ensure public safety, like I said in my first argument. Killing that death row penalty inmates does not address the root cause of the crime. That's for me. Indonesia has ratified the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights (ICCPR) and the Convention Against Torture and Other Cruel, Inhuman, and Degrading Treatment or Punishment. Therefore, Indonesia is obliged to respect and protect the human rights to live, and also not to be tortured or given cruel, inhuman, and inhuman treatment and punishment in this case.
Well, let me take you to the other perspective. Let me take you to the relation between death penalty and moral. So, abolitionists may contend that the death penalty is terribly immoral because a government should never take human life no matter what the provocation. But there is an article of faith, not of fact. Just like the opposite position of my abolitionist lectures, my abolitionist The death penalty honors human dignity by treating the defendant as a free moral actor able to control his own destiny for good or for ill. It does not treat him as an animal with a moral sense and does subject even to butchery to sentient human government. Moreover, capital punishment celebrates the dignity of the humans whose lives were ended by defendant's predation.
Okay. You said that people who kill or serial killers or basically almost everyone who does bad things don't afraid that they will die eventually, right?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, many will argue that the death penalty is not a deterrent for crime, and I actually agree that. Many of the infamous school shootings in recent years have ended with the shooter committing suicide. So the people who commit these acts often do not expect to live or already have it planned to take their own life. So the death penalty, however, is not a social experiment to see whether it will stop people from committing crime. It needs to be reserved for those who choose to commit crime against humanity as a form of punishment, not a deterrent for a future crime. So with that being said, for those who are willing to commit such atrocities, I would almost consider them not human. Like those who are a serial killer or someone who does bad things, they could have robbed parents of their children of their parents, and even robbed society of someone who could have gone on to do great things for the world. As far as I'm concerned, the death penalty is not about revenge or closure for the family. It's about taking out the trash in our society, the people who, out of their own selfishness and malice, have cut short the life of another individual and scarred that person's family and friends for life. So that's all for me.
Okay, now to the last session, summary or just a simple last statement.
Okay, so we will give our last statement. Okay, so we are from the affirmative team. We will give our last statement. If you look at the purpose of the punishment itself, what has so far created a deterrent effect is the certainty of punishment, not the level of cruelty in punishment. Still, what should be done is to improve the legal system, not increase the level of cruelty in punishment. And as we said before, in the limitations of this topic, the abolition of the death penalty in Indonesia, because these punishments violate human rights based on our country constitutions in the law number 28A and law of the Republic of Indonesia number 39 of 1999 concerning about human rights. Okay, so in the context of Indonesian rule law, legal certainty is important. Laws must be consistent with the constitutions, legislations, and the demands of society. Okay, and once again, as a affirmative team, we totally agree with the topic and with the statement that the death penalty should be abolished. I think that's all from our conclusion.
For the last statement, I just want to share that justice can be the imposition of the death penalty, and death penalty is not immoral. So that's why death penalty shouldn't be abolished.
And for me, I'm still with my opinion that death penalty shouldn't be abolished because I think it is the most suitable punishment for those who done the most crimes. So yeah, I think death penalty shouldn't be abolished. That's all for me. Thank you for the conversation. Thank you for the pro group. Let's close this debate session. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.